Hey guys, Bart Baggett here. I am in Bali, Indonesia, and I can't tell you how excited I am to share with you some information about adventure. One would think going to Bali and an island is adventurous, and you would be right. This trip, been gone for almost a month from my home in Los Angeles. I've gone to Taiwan, and I've spoken to Chinese and Taiwanese people about handwriting houses. I've gone to Pune, India, and talked to business people about building funnels and increasing advertising revenue, and I've given a graduation ceremony for our graduates in Handwriting University International in India, and it's been wonderful. One of the things that I was noticing as I was sitting on my editor in New Delhi, is there was a chapter that I wrote in this book, and this is the 15th anniversary of this book. So if you haven't picked up The Success Secrets of the Rich and Happy, it'll be out soon. Again, it's 15th anniversary, and there's some new revisions to it. But one of the things I wrote many years ago is wonderful, and it has to do with the distinction between adventure and drama. And on page 194, I have something called No Drama Zone and Drama Queen. See if you can take this out. So it looks like No Drama Zone. Don't get near me, and the Drama Queen. And I want to add a new distinction to that because I live my life in a constant reframe of making the best of any ability. And it is essentially the ability to program optimism in any moment and find the good in anything. In NLP, they call it a reframe. In the forum or landmark, they would say, hey, what's your story? Like, what's your story about that? Like, what did you make of that? There's a lot of language in different self-improvement, theologies over the years. But here's an interesting distinction I was telling a friend of mine here in Indonesia, is that I like adventure, and adventure is an intentional desire to get yourself in a situation where you're not 100% sure of the outcome. So you have a little bit of uncertainty, but you have a lot of safety. So river rafting, for example, that is adventure. Going on trips, that is adventure. Having a car, a blowout in your car, that's not adventure, that's drama. And when those things happen to you, you have a choice. Do I allow the external world to mess up my day, to mess up my attitude, to ruin my day, or do I reframe it and handle it instantaneously? And that is the difference. And people that are happy desire adventure and uncertainty in a particular structured way, so they get this need, because see, people do have a need for uncertainty. If you have total certainty, you get bored. Tony Robbins talked about the 6 human needs, and I talked about it in the book, thanks to Tony, and he great distinctions about human needs versus Maslow's needs. But we need a little bit of uncertainty, or we get bored, right? But if you have too much certainty, and you get bored, and you may leave a relationship. If you have too much uncertainty, you get really insecure. So it's kind of walking this line. So what happens if people don't plan adventure, life gives them uncertainty so they can get that need met. That's the sad part. So on this trip, I was in Jakarta, and a friend of mine, we were driving the cab, the 4 of us, and she thinks she left her cell phone in the cab. I mean, it's a big, big city, right? And she's just like, oh my God, I'm here, I've got to leave the airport in 2 more days, and she started freaking out. And so me, as a life design consultant, as someone who's written books on this, I said, okay, how can I help her make the best of this? I can't go get back her phone. You went to the hotel, you did what you're supposed to do, but still, that is not an adventure she chose. She chose to come to Jakarta. She chose to hang out with all these amazing people. She chose to go to dinner. But she didn't choose to lose her phone. Freak out, right? So immediately her brain goes, oh my God, how am I going to get home? How am I going to check into the flight? Oh my God, it's so much money. It's $1,000, whatever it was an iPhone. And so within about 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, let's go through this. Here's the options. Here's option B. What's the worst case scenario? I don't have any money. You got friends. I got money. You got money. We walk through the scenarios, and she's like, you know what? This is going to be all right. It's like I'm unplugging. And so, within a few minutes, you could take a horrible incident, such as, maybe not the death of a family member, but, losing a phone, having a car accident, getting kicked out of school, any of these negative things that happen to you, a breakup, and find the silver lining, but not with a, fake optimism. You don't want fake optimism. You want to find the silver lining, literally reframe the bad and say, what can we make of this? Do you still want to choose happiness over sadness? Do you want to choose anxiety? Do you want to spend your last 2 days in Indonesia being bummed out that you lost a $1,000 phone, or do you want to move on? And she was great. She just kicked back. She's like, great, let's do it. So we stopped what we're doing. We bought a new iPhone, which was only $395 in Indonesia. It wasn't even expensive. Set it all up. She felt totally safe and secure. No big deal. And then we waited. On that note, before I tell you how this story ends, is that if $395 is so much money that it puts you in crisis, you have a huge problem. because financial insecurity will make you always uncertain. And so by not developing the habits of saving money, by not developing the habits of making money, by not choosing a career and a lifestyle that creates some kind of safety net, so that a flat tire or a fire, for example, that burned down your house, or losing a phone, if that sets you into a tailspin, you really have to look at your financial basis, because that should not set you in a tailspin. A $4 or $5 expense out of the blue should not ruin your life. And a lot of people live right on that edge, and no wonder they're stressed. No wonder they die young. No wonder they drink. No wonder they have gray hair. Because you can't live that close to the edge. Because things do happen. You can plan meticulously. But you know what? Leaving the phone in a taxi cab? Who can plan on that, right? Crazy. So I built my life around design a life. I'm sitting in Bali, Indonesia right now. I'm creating content for my people. I'm creating book content for my books. We're creating content for our coaching program. And yesterday I went river rafting. Tonight I'm going to dinner with my friends. You can fit in an interesting job and creative output in the middle of an adventure. So I'm having an adventure, and I'm making a difference, and I'm living my values, which is great. Now, are you doing that? If not, you need to let us help you. Sign up for our life design program. Get a coach. Get a life design coach. Get certified in this. It's a way of thinking that can change your life. Now, here's how the story ends. Interesting enough, the hotel we're staying at was a 5-star hotel. There's benefit to paying more, by the way, for this exact reason. The security guards tracked down the cab using videotape, tracked down the cab driver, and within 4 or 5 hours, they had found that the phone was in the back seat. Another customer, same hotel, had given it to the driver, and apparently, and I talked to a couple of security guards, they had to sort of, push a little bit. They're like, hey, we're a good hotel. You need to give us the phone. He's like, I don't have the phone. I don't have the phone. They did a little pushing, and sure enough, the next day, they said, you know what? We have your phone. So she got a brand new iPhone. She got her phone back. No problem. Story ends great. And by the way, when you lose something and you get it back, oh my God, you appreciate it so much more. It's like, woo-woo. It's almost like you didn't lose. It's kind of like the fourth quarter. If you're going to lose the game and you've been losing the whole game, it's no big deal in the fourth quarter. But if you're behind in the fourth quarter and then you score a touchdown, it feels awesome. So her story ended great, but she learned an important lesson is she could reframe a bad incident and realize that it doesn't have to destroy her world. She has friends. She's got resources. She's got the ability. We can go buy a new phone. We can, it's no big deal. You're not that lost. We're halfway around the world, and you're really only a phone call away from your friends and your family and people that can help you. But are your friends and family supportive of you? In my case, of course, I surround myself with amazing people that bring adventure into my life. Hence, I'm on a trip with 30 of my good friends, rather than bring drama into your life. And so this chapter in this book was really about balancing your life and the no drama zone, and making sure you have that safety net, making sure that you have the resources in your life and the people around you that bring positive adventure and then don't bring negative drama. And here's the sad truth, is you have to kick people out of your life if they're constantly bringing negative drama into your life. If they're bringing negative drama, you have to sort of separate. You've got to go your own way. And sometimes they're family members, and that's really hard. So you can't cut them off completely. I guess you could, but what you do is you see them less often. You just basically don't let them pull you down into their swamp of their vortex of drama. You can't let them do that. Anyway, this is good chapter called Life Boarding and Balance. If you haven't read this book, I think you should get it. Also, in the Life Design program, we extensively go into the idea of balance using our enhancements chart and then a graph. And this is actually in the life assessment. This is the first one, so you can do that really inexpensively, get an assessment, and go into is like what quadrants are you out of balance in and what quadrants do you need to invest in. Because remember, if you always have a savings in every quadrant, in health, in money, in relationships, if you deposited goodwill into all those quadrants of life, when something happens like losing a phone or having a flat tire, you do not go out of balance. You don't rank. You could even on vacation and eat a few too many tacos or wherever you are, and you're not out of balance if you put in the work to develop healthy and fitness goals. So it won't throw you out of balance. Anyway, I'm so glad to visit with you. Thank you for watching our videos. There's a whole slew of videos on henryuniversity.com. Not only that, inside of our Prism Life Design course, there's a whole lot of videos on this exact topic, life design. And of course, if you're one of our certification courses, you can watch me and our other students and our other graduates almost 20, maybe 28 hours of lectures on psychology and human behavior. A lot of stuff inside our membership area. But if you don't have any money or you're just not ready to invest yet, stick along, watch the video, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our newsletter so we get those emails into your inbox. Engage with us. Email's very hard to get in, but we send content out all the time. A lot of free content like this, like videos and inspirational things that will help you. You know, even if you just spend a few dollars on a book, or you have the luxury of spending a few $1,000s on a certification program or coaching program, we want to help you. So this is Bart Baggett, president of HenryUniversity.com, founder of the Prism Life Design System from Bali, Indonesia. I smell something good. Maybe I'll go grab some Indonesian food. All right, bye now.